Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Eric will push Ridge to do a 180. Ridge forcefully states that he's formally committed to Taylor. Meanwhile, Brooke confides in Hope. Eric and Donna plotted with Brooke. Eric is induced that ground belongs together. The primogenitor has always been a huge ground supporter. Eric doesn't suppose poorly of Taylor, but just has always felt Brooke was the right woman for Ridge. Despite all their complications and problems over the times, Eric still feels this way. When Brooke went missing at the fashion show, Ridge started to blast Eric for his plan. Also, Brooke showed up and the plan sounded to work. In front of the followership, Ridge seized Brooke's hand while she wore a marriage dress. They looked like they belonged together and the followership clapped as they held hands on the runway. Still, this could have just been for the crowd's sake. It wouldn't be such a great show if it ended with heartache. At the same time, Ridge is formally committed to someone differently. Eric isn't esteeming the relationship as so numerous characters like to call it. Despite Eric's urging, Ridge will tell his father that he's not going back to Brooke. Ridge makes it clear that he's staying with Taylor because that's who he has committed himself to. Eric might differ, but he should know better than to push too hard. Brooke will go home and open up to her son. Brooke will also want Hope's support. Brooke knows the vile names that Ridge called the youthful developer. Still, Brooke still wants to get Ridge back. When Hope learns the news, her lips mess up like a bomb. Still, Hope tells her mama that if that's what she wants, also go for it. Over with Taylor, she'll probably open up to Steffi. Both Taylor and Steffi watched as Ridge were on the runway together while the followership clapped. Taylor looked agonized and distraught. Steffi will probably encourage her mama not to give up, she hasn't lost Ridge to Brooke yet. Katie busting Daphne. Carter begs Hope. Ridge rejects Eric's suggestion. At the morning of the daily exercise clip, Brooke and Hope are at the house. Brooke explains to Hope what happened at the fashion show. Also, Brooke drops a stunner that she wants Ridge back. Indeed, though Hope has a sour look on her face, she agrees to support her mama. After that, Brooke confidently says, "Well, he is my fortune." Considering the effects Ridge called Hope, this is a really poisonous mama/son relationship. Why all? Over with the Forrester man, there will be a heated debate. Eric tells Ridge that he belongs with Brooke, not Taylor. The primogenitor intimately planned Brooke to come out on the runway in that marriage dress. Eric was indeed chronicling during the surprise event. While Ridge did snare Brooke's hand, was that just for the followership or did he feel commodity? Ridge will reject Eric's suggestion. Ridge calmly explains to Eric that he's formally committed to another woman. That's true, however, also it'll be without any outside hindrance, if Ridge is truly fortune. Katie defying Daphne. It seems that Katie must eavesdrop commodity, maybe a telling discussion between the nose and Steffi. Katie asks Daphne if she's just there to do Steffi's dirty work. Don't count on Daphne winning Carter's heart now. About Carter, he continues to supplicate Hope to give their relationship another chance. Carter is generally really calm. Still, in this scene, he'll be relatively violent. Carter has a fierce and pressured tone as he urges Hope, "Tell me you want me as much as I want you." I'm wondering if the unforeseen intensity is an indication that he could come hung up. Perhaps Carter will come convinced that Hope is the one who got down. Of course, Hope isn't doing anything to lead Carter on. Still, good luck persuading Steffi of that. Taylor may have gone a little too far this time. Of course, she was invited to Forrester Creations' rearmost caching. She has conformed with Ridge, so of course, she was added to the guest list, but there's no reason for the good croaker to be confidentially getting in the way. After arriving at the show, Taylor wanted to go confidentially to wish Ridge luck. That's fair enough, and she did that, but also she decided to hang around to support her man. Ridge was too busy to pay her any attention, and Taylor created a non-fictional mess after colliding with someone. That should have been her cue to go and take a seat, but rather, Taylor allowed. It was a great time to fight with Brooke. Any other day, Taylor might have had a valid reason to defy Brooke, but not in the middle of the confidentially mayhem. Brooke was legitimately busy and tried to defuse the situation, ultimately by walking down. At that point, Taylor should have realized that this wasn't the time and left Brooke alone, but she was on a charge. Taylor followed Brooke into a dressing room and shut the door so that she could rebuke her in private, unintentionally locking them both in. Brooke also lost it because she's supposed to walk as the looker, and now she can't indeed get out of the dressing room. Eric hand-named Brooke to wear his topmost design for the show, and now she's at the mercy of someone hearing her yelling from behind an unrestricted door down the hall. Taylor may tell everyone that she and Ridge are now gemstone solid and better than ever, but that doesn't make it true. Yes, he ran back to Taylor right after believing that Brooke had betrayed him, and he began planning a new life with her, but that doesn't mean that Ridge will stay. In fact, if history reprises itself, also we know that he won't stay. Everyone puts Taylor on a professional pedestal, and her crashing the Forrester's special day with nothing but negativity and discourteousness isn't going to sit well with Ridge. It may give him the reason that he's subconsciously looking for to go back to Brooke. Eric doesn't agree with Ridge's decision to break up with Brooke. Ridge was frenetic at Brooke and ran back to Taylor just like he always does. Eric called him out on this and decided to step by and help Brooke try to get Ridge back. Eric loves his son, but he isn't hysterical to call him out when he believes he's wrong. Eric knows that Ridge was worried with Brooke for taking the CEO position at Forrester Creations. Brooke wanted to move Carter to make effects right with the Forresters. Brooke only took the job to work on Carter. Still, Ridge incontinently jumped to conclusion and ran straight into Taylor's arms as usual. Ridge loves to hit Brooke where he knows will get the most hurt, and running into Taylor's arms gets to her every time. Ridge did exactly what Brooke should have anticipated. Ridge hates that Eric calls him out on this. Eric was watching Brooke in the show Breach from times agone. And Ridge couldn't help but watch it as well. Ridge stood there gaping at the videotape as Eric worked on his plan. Eric tells Brooke to catch up with him laterally, because he has a plan. Eric smiles and goes about his business planning what to do next. Eric has plans to put Brooke in the show Breach formally again. Ridge has invited Taylor to come to the fashion show. Brooke and Taylor argue formally again over Ridge. Suckers obviously wonder why both of them haven't demurred Ridge to the check by now and moved on with their lives. Ridge is like a sprat just playing them both. Try as he might, Eric cannot get through to Ridge, at least not right down. It seems by the end of Reaches, Brooke will have an old honey back in city and looking for her. Will this man be enough for Brooke to walk down from Ridge formally and for all? Has Brooke eventually realized that Ridge may not be her fortune after all? If Ridge were truly Brooke's fortune, he'd not run to someone differently every chance he gets. Rather, Ridge would hear to Brooke and try to understand what she's trying to tell him. Ridge doesn't know who he wants to be with, and that's why he continues to string these women along. Will Ridge realize too late what a mistake he has made? Steffi is at the sandhouse talking to Finn. She talks about Liam and how sorry she feels about the entire situation. Just also, Liam walks out of Kelly's room and asks Finn a question. Before he can get it out, he notices an odd vibe in the room. Finn asks if Kelly is asleep, and Liam said she's eventually out and he's exhausted. Steffi says she needs to talk to Liam about commodity, and Finn makes his exit. Steffi thanks Liam for making their son feel like a queen moment and knows she'll no way forget it. They take a seat, and he apologizes for not arriving on time to get Kelly to the cotillion. She can't believe he indeed left the sanitarium and says she's terribly upset about him. As they talk, Steffi breaks down in gashes saying Finn and Dr. Buckingham got his rearmost test results and they aren't good. Liam pushes and Steffi says there's an inoperable excrescence on his brain and he's dying. Thank you for watching this video. And do not forget to like, comment and subscribe.